So that means that we ain't just saying it, it's now being testified by scientists that we actually did come from the sun, from solar signs energies through the womb of the female to become masculine in tendencies, masculine form. That's why you have in the Old Testament the sons of God looking down at the daughters of man. And they came down and took all that they could. In other words, the rays of the sun impregnated a woman. So therefore you got the male species in the image of the sun itself, walking around right now. You are the son of God. And the trademark for those who are the sons of God is that you have a mound. There's like a little opening of a mound right at the top of your of the hard palate, right here at the top of your mouth. And that hollow area is a doorway in which that's supposed to be actually open, in which that air goes into that area and supposedly massage the pineal gland and the pituitary gland. In other words, give you direct access, skipping all of the chakra work and going directly to the Godhead through certain meditation techniques. In other words, what you would do is take your tongue and put it all the way back as far as you can behind the mouth area and breathe with your teeth closed. And just breathe, and that passage will open up and actually give you direct contact to the Godhead, which is your pineal gland and the soul, which is embedded inside of your pineal gland. So that technique actually supposed to be used while you're doing the sexual act itself. Go ahead.
But that explains why even in the zygote and the fetuses, that all of them develop first in the female mold.
Right. Well, for the first 3 weeks, everybody, right, the zygote is feminine in essence.
Yeah.
And it's not until after the 3 weeks and the males start to develop what's called testosterone, in which that transform him from what we would basically say feminine in nature to becoming a male.
And the same thing is also similar in tadpoles as they go through their metamorphosis to change the frog.
Right. The tadpoles are just like the sperm, actually. If you look, if y'all ever see the sperm, it looks identical to the sperm, the frog, the tadpoles. Of course, they larger, but it looks identical, and it shows you the transformation from the sperm into the frog itself. Same thing within the sperm. The head of the sperm breaks off in the nucleus of the egg. The sperm head blows up to the exact same equivalent size of the nucleus of the egg, and then it forms what is called to start the process of what is called mitosis, in which that it goes through cellular division. When it gets up to the number 8 through cellular division, you come into existence. Just like it says on the ancient walls of Kemet that there was what is called the Ogads. The Ogads came from Atum. Atum, if you add him, become what's called the Enad. All right? But Atum produced those 8 gods. All right? And them 8 gods were Shu, Teth, Nut, Gad, Nut, Asar, or Set, and Nebhet. And those 8 is symbolic too, with him, Atum, becoming that number 9, which is basically bringing life into existence. Which you're talking about that cellular division. Those 8 cells becoming the one you, as you maniform from a zygote state into a fetus state. All right? I see you still got a question. Go ahead. You still got a question?
When you think about Atum, are you talking about the spiritually, what is really a physical man?
No, we talking about a concept, a mental concept. And the mental concept is that the mind, the all is mind, and everything is mental.
Yeah. And
what happens is that within what we call space and time is the potential of life, and that potential of life is what we call atoms.
Yeah.
And atoms is what brings molecules into existence. As them atoms come and group together, they become molecules. As more molecules group together, they form what is called DNA. DNA, with what is called amino acids, is what brings forth from the invisible state, the apparent state. In other words, everything that we can see into existence. So that is the manifestation. You can't see subatomic particles. You can't see atomic particles. You can't see molecules, but I can't see all of those when I see you. You get what I'm saying? So therefore, when we talk about in the Bible is not wrong. When it says that Eve came from Adam, that's what it's talking about. The atom is not an atom in which that you were thinking is a man. An atom is talking about atoms, as in the atomic structure principle, and that atom is carbon. All right? Carbon is the life element of everything that you see. Every animal on this planet is made up of carbon. All right? We are carbon units as melanin beings. The European is carbon-based units, but he's still made up of carbon. Carbon is what creates and brings things to life in this so-called solar system. So this carbon atom, which is the sixth atom on the periodical chart, is made up of 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, which comes up to the mark of the beast in your Bible, in which that it says is the number of a man. You know what I'm saying? 666. So what it's actually talking about is the fact that carbon, life itself, you know what I'm saying, is the mark of man. All right? And it can be the beast because that beast which that it's talking about is what brought your physical body into existence. It's talking about the beast, it's talking about sex. Sex itself. Because what do they tell you that you use in order to get? You use your animal nature. That's the beast. So this is what it's actually talking about. We have the concepts mixed up because we're taking the Bible literally instead of looking at it as a scientific book. You know what I'm saying? When you look at it as a science book, and you look at it as a metaphysical, allegorical book, then you get the parts much more clearer than you do looking at it from a literal historical book. You look at it from that way, then you're not going to find no answers in it whatsoever. I advise you to throw it away. But when you look at it from a metaphysical, scientific point of view, you find all the answers that you want. Because there's nothing more than a summary of all the stories in which that was held around the world at that time period when we ruled the world. The only thing the European did was just put it into a language in which that we was able to stand now. And as you see, he's trying to dismantle that as quickly as possible. Because he don't want you to find them clues up in there. The rhythms that he was talking about, you know what that is? The rib. And they say that where man came from, the rib, ribosome. How you spell that? That's the ribs that the Bible is talking about. Not no ribs that you thinking came from outside of your stomach. Now, but spare ribs. Exactly. This is the ribs that he's talking about is ribosome, ribonucleic acid, which is RNA, and D-ribonucleic acid, which is DNA. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about the way in which that atoms make molecules, and a molecule, you know what DNA is? DNA is nothing nothing more than a giant molecule. So he's talking about atoms making molecules. From a state of invisible to a state of seeingness. I can see you now. That's what he's talking about. Okay? All right. Let me continue on here. Any more questions? Okay.
Say some of the questions.
Got you. All right.